Okay guys, let me set the scene for you. You wake up, you grab a cup of coffee, and instead of fighting traffic, you're taking a golf cart to breakfast, enjoying peaceful lake views, or relaxing in a neighborhood where everything just moves a little bit slower. Maybe you're spending your afternoon on the golf course, meeting friends downtown, antique shopping. I don't know about y'all, but I do like I like a little nice antique piece here and there, or simply enjoying the community where your neighbors actually know your name, where you wave and you're friendly, because we know that's important and you don't always get that vibe in all the neighborhoods. If retirement is on the horizon and you're considering Central Texas, this video is for you. I'm Brina Gordon, your favorite Central Texas realtor, and today I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite communities for retirees and empty nesters looking to enjoy the next chapter of your life and why. So this is definitely a video that you're going to want to save or share with somebody. Maybe your parents are looking to relocate to the Killeen and Central Texas area, or maybe they are relocating to be near you. This is definitely some information that you would want to share with them. And I have personally had clients that have come out this way. They're to retire here to be closer to their grandchildren or to their children. And these are the reasons why, in addition to being close to their family. But before we jump into neighborhoods, let's talk about why some people move to the Central Texas area besides the reasons that I just mentioned. Of course, family. Sometimes retirees are also coming for the access to the healthcare, and I know that may catch people by surprise, but we are attached to the largest military installation, Fort Hood, which does have, I'm going to say state of the art, but they do have a very newer hospital. So they have the original, and then they built one probably like maybe now 6 or 7 years ago. So you do have a lot of medical facilities on Fort Hood, but then you also have your VA and Temple, and there's also VA clinics right up in the Austin area too. So there's a lot of healthcare access right here, and this is specifically for veterans, but you also are in the hub for traditional healthcare too. So we do have multiple hospitals. San Antonio is a very large medical hub as well, so there's a lot of healthcare access that is relatively close to our area. And of course, affordability. This is something I talk about in all of my videos, or at least most of them. If we're talking about housing, we're also talking about affordability. And so for a lot of people, they are able to get a lot more bang for their buck here compared to what they may get in some of the larger cities. So of course, affordability is always at the top. A strong sense of community. And I say that because I really do think we do have a strong sense of community here. It's very diverse. You'll see a lot of just neighborhood and community activities, and you see people really do like to get out and get involved, and opportunities to stay active because we're a little bit slower paced, but it does have a little bit more outdoor activities. There are also and I say senior citizen centers, but it's really just like 50 and up, so they're always in there. They do all sorts of stuff. I've actually got the opportunity to kind of see some of the behind the scenes when I attended the Killeen Citizen Academy, so it took us behind a lot of the entities within the city and how they operate, so that was really interesting. And a low maintenance living here too, just because, you know, we don't really have anything too crazy that goes on here, so it's relatively low maintenance. It is hot, so if you're not from a hot area, the weather may catch you off guard, but other than that, it is relatively relaxed and low maintenance as far as your lifestyle. A lot slower paced than some places, but faster paced than maybe just, you know, a very, very small town. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into some of these communities, because we've kind of have a little bit of background as to why people decide to retire here for multiple reasons, and there's reasons beyond that as well. But let's have some of the fun with some of the neighborhoods.
Hey, if you're thinking of relocating to the Fort Cavazos area, I have just the thing for you. My team and I have actually taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide, which is meant to save you hours of research. And I have it linked right down below. The best part is there's no obligation to this, and it's going to come with everything from the top employers to the best schools and a boatload of other information. Everything that you need to make the best decision. Again, no obligation. So make sure you click the link below. It also will be pinned, and I hope that it helps.
So one of my favorite ones is Charca, and so I'm actually going to share, I've done a couple of videos out there, and so you can definitely check out my YouTube channel to see more of those, or hopefully they'll be in the description box below. So I've done a few tours out in Charca. Charca is probably one of our more premier areas, just because it is one of our very few areas that are actually gated. So that is a gated community, and some people of course love that additional security, especially for a retirement home, so you feel a little bit more secluded, a little bit more I would say safe, you know, with the gated areas, but definitely luxury, so it does have its own prestige and presence. There's walking trails, mature landscaping, and you'll love, because the neighborhood in total, some of the newer spots they do look similar, but there are a lot of different custom homes out there, and so of course people love that. And there are homes from the mid 300s to higher 300s, because of course it's a little bit more luxury living there, to over $1 million. So there's a huge range in those type of homes. Their newer side, it's kind of coming towards the end as far as their construction, but there's always homes for sale, and so there are a lot of different options out there. Again, kind of like the high 300s, and that's really just a really select few. It really kind of starts at the baseline is kind of probably lower 400s into, like I said, over $1 million. All sorts of homes, all shapes, sizes, styles, all that. And so it's a really beautiful community to drive through, just because it's such a creative style. And there have been several parade of homes, and so every year we have something called the parade of homes. So there's several parade of homes that have been located in that community as well. The next area that it brings me to is really a city, because a vibe by itself, it's just kind of, we know it in our area as a retirement community, but that brings me to Salado. And so this is the golf cart community that I mentioned in the beginning, and I love Salado because it is slow paced, but in a good way. It's just, very calm, very cool, collected. They are about to open up their new high school, I believe, this coming school year. So for the 2026-2027 school year, their new high school, I believe, should be open. A lot of people love this because in your immediate community, and sometimes you don't necessarily want to cross the highway with it, so be careful, but you can actually drive your golf cart around. And so it's very common to be downtown, at a brunch spot, drive your golf cart down there, run to the grocery store, go to the antique store, because they have a really cool antique store there, grab some coffee at Muscovi's or something like that. It has a very just kind of peaceful downtown area, very small town vibe, but it's also really close to getting the highway, so you can kind of get to Austin or the Killeen area very quickly. It is growing, so some of that smaller town charm may kind of dissipate slightly, but I'll actually post a video here of one of the builders. This is their Kingwood. I think it's called Kingwood. They're a Kingwood community, and that's a really nice community, kind of a small community, but they've got some gorgeous custom homes out there, and so people love that. But Salado's known for its small town charm, restaurants, wineries. It does have some smaller shops in there, community events all year. And really, to be in the Salado area, you're probably going to be in that 400 plus range. They may have some homes, under that, but really, again, it is definitely selective of more of a military community, a retirement community. So they're not really going to that community, that area, with the thought of like, I need to get to work quickly or something like that, or get to Fort Hood. So I do see it a lot for people that are either okay with a longer commute or very much kind of heading to that season of retirement. And so the next community that I want to talk about is Herring Legacy. This is back in the Killeen area, and I like Herring Legacy because it's kind of tucked away and you don't always know that it's there. And I'm going to show this video. This home is actually connected to that community. And so they do have some larger homes and generally a little bit larger lots because the homes are larger as well. And so I love because it has like a little bit extra space. There's a few different builders in that community, so they do have some similar looks in some spots. But there's definitely just some really nice homes, good value if you want something that's a little bit larger, but not, you're not trying to get to that 500 range or 600 range, but you can you're very comfortable in the mid 400s or just kind of higher 400s as well. Then that's a great community. They do have some that are over 500 as well, but again, just it's a little nice mix. It's in Killeen and it's kind of tucked off, so you actually have to go off of Stagecoach to kind of know that it's there, and so it's a little hidden gem back there. And it's actually across from kind of like some open fields, so they're still privately owned. So I really like that because you have a little bit of scenery with it too. For all of my boat lovers, outdoor activity, jet ski enthusiast kind of people, Tanglewood is going to be your neighborhood. So I love Tanglewood because it too is kind of a hidden gem, but it is near Belton Lake. So this is a great opportunity if you want that beautiful lake view. They have some homes that have that option. Now, of course, these are going to be at higher price points, so we are starting to look in that $700 to $1 million range. There is probably some below it, but this is a higher price point and you're going to pay a little extra for that beautiful view. But is it worth it? Absolutely yes. You want to wake up, drink your coffee on your porch and look at Belton Lake. This is the community for you. And there are some others as well, and so I love that community because you'll see some beautiful pools too, gorgeous custom homes, just peaceful atmospheres, and just really 10 out of 10 chef's kiss to everything that's in there. Now, we want to circle back to Harker Heights because Harker Heights in general is a great city. People love it because it's attached to Killeen, but not attached to Killeen. It's also the city that houses Target, Ulta, Dick's Sporting Goods store and everything. So the Heights Market Plaza is definitely a high ticket item that people love to be close by as far as shopping and access, but it also has great access to healthcare. And there are some beautiful hidden gems in the Harker Heights area as well. And so one of my favorite communities in Harker Heights is called The Ridge. And so I say everything is tucked away because somehow a lot of the communities are tucked away because you have to go out of your way to find them. And if you're not familiar, or if you're just looking at the communities off the immediate access, some of them you will never ever see. So The Ridge is one of those communities, and it's called The Ridge because a lot of it is kind of built going up. And so the homes at the very top have the premier view, of course, and so there actually are some homes that have the lake view on that as well. It's just you can see the lake, but the lake is still further out. However, it does still have some lake access views, and so there are some gorgeous homes, and I'll actually will include this video here for this home was located in The Ridge. And so they kind of all tier up, so the higher up you go in the neighborhood, like the more expensive the homes are. So that's kind of a cool thing. But the homes at the top, they're all kind of ranking in the $1 million+ range. Maybe 900 is towards the least expensive, but gorgeous homes. You're on the hill, so you're kind of overlooking the rest of the neighborhood, and depending on what side you're on, you're also overlooking the lake. And so that's another community that also has some lake views. The Tanglewood is going to be a lot closer, so actually lake view and access, but The Ridge is also a great one, and there's a park nearby, so if you want to walk to the trail, you can also walk to the trail there, so it's easy access for that too. So there are some wonderful communities out here in the Central Texas area to retire in for various reasons, really depending on your lifestyle, what you're looking for, your comfort level and price range. There's something out here for everyone, and now you guys kind of know what's drawing people out here. So we have healthcare access, we have just general vibe of the area, and so with us being attached to the military area, so a sense of belonging here, I think. Very community forward area for us. Affordability as always, although we are talking about some of the more expensive homes, but there are still affordability within that as well. And honestly, for $1 million, what you can get here compared to even just our way in Austin is completely different. So I do think that really still gives us a little bit of a leg up on just what you can get for your dollar. And there's so many other reasons as well. So these are just kind of the tip of the iceberg of what's drawing people here. The healthcare access, shopping, dining, just being able to afford something a little bit slower pace, especially as you kind of enter those retirement. Now, sometimes people want the hustle and bustle still, and kudos to you, but a lot of times people want to kind of take that time to slow down and just enjoy life, sip their coffee, sit on the lake and things like that. And there are definitely some beautiful options out here for that. So if you are thinking about relocating to the Central Texas area, then definitely reach out to me. Of course, all of my information will be in the description box below. Love to hop on a call, kind of discuss things. If you want to go check out the golf cart community of Salado, we can do that. But there are definitely some prestige upscale living places here that people just aren't aware of. And once you find it, you kind of realize the little hidden gems that are located in Central Texas as other cities in the state of Texas. So reach out to me if you want more information, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.